Hi, it's Jonathan Schwab. I host Jewish History Nerds with my friend Yael Steiner.
We're back. Every week, we nerd out on a fascinating topic from Jewish history. We're not historians, but we are fired up about learning. On Jewish History Nerds, we share our passion for Jewish history with each other and with you.
This season, we're exploring some of the most famous Jewish thinkers and intellectuals in history. You probably know their names, but we'll tell you their stories from their early days, and we'll get to know their backgrounds and beliefs. And as always, we have rich and captivating stories from Jewish history that you've probably never heard of. So join us for new episodes every Thursday. I promise you'll learn something new.
Subscribe to Jewish History Nerds wherever you get your podcasts. And now you can watch our videos on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search for Unpacked Podcasts. Whoever said history was boring clearly never heard these stories.
Welcome to Soulful Jewish Living, Mindful Practices for Every Day with me, Josh Feigelson. I'm grateful you're here, and I hope you benefit from our time together.
Rodgers in trouble. It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone, it is caught for the win. Richard Rodgers with a walk-off touchdown, a game-ender for the Packers.
If you're not a football fan, you might need an explanation of that clip. It was one of the more famous plays in NFL history, a Hail Mary touchdown pass from Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers on the very last play of a game against the Detroit Lions in 2015. It's known as the Motown Miracle. Jews have our own long history of suffering, but Lions fans can certainly commiserate. And as a lifelong Lions fan, it still pains me to hear this call. The game happened on a school night, and it was way past my kids' bedtime. My wife was out, and though we were generally sticklers for bedtime on school nights, the kids and I were having way too much fun. This was going to be a big upset. The Lions were going to beat their arch rivals, the Packers. And the thing is, my kids went to bed thinking that's exactly what happened. Because on the play just before it, the Lions actually stopped Aaron Rodgers and time ran out. We hooped and hollered, and then I snapped off the TV and told them to run upstairs and get in bed. But after I turned off the TV, it turned out that there was a penalty on Detroit. And Rule 4, Section 8, Article 2 of the Rulebook of the National Football League states that a period cannot end on a penalty by the defense. Seriously, I looked it up. That gave Rodgers and the Packers one more chance, which turned into the play you just heard, and which meant I had to deliver the bad news to my kids the next morning. Boker Tov, good morning, I said. I've got some bad news. The Packers won. Which they couldn't believe and frankly devastated them. Kids and plenty of grown-ups can have a crazy strong relationship with their sports teams. I've always been a little worried that I traumatized my kids a bit in that moment because waking up to bad news sucks. And while I took a rip-the-Band-Aid off approach, today I wonder what would have happened if I had helped them prepare for it a little more. Maybe with a little meditation, some deep breaths, the soothing music our audio editor Rob puts on when we hit the meditation section of the podcast. It might have helped. This is the 5th episode in our series on mindfully engaging with the news. And so far we've talked about noticing our urge to turn away from difficult news, the concept of the second arrow, that is the suffering we cause ourselves in how we react, the practice of being firm but flexible like a reed rather than rigid like a cedar, and last week, the practice of Shabbat mind. Today, I want to start putting the pieces together and thinking about proactively cultivating a mindful approach to the news, i.e., doing better than I did at helping my kids with the news of Aaron Rodgers' Hail Mary. And I actually want to bring us back to the phrase from Deuteronomy that we started this series with. Lo tuchal lehitalem. Don't turn away from things you'd rather not see. One way to understand that commandment is as a check on our negative impulses. Like we know or we assume that there's going to be news we don't want to hear or see, and so we have to actively overcome that. It's kind of a defensive posture towards the news and the world, as though we're saying to ourselves, okay, I know there's going to be difficult stuff, but the Torah tells me not to look away, so I won't. It's kind of like how we might relate to exercise or eating our vegetables. I don't want to do it, but I will because I know it's good for me. But there's another way to understand this idea, and that's as a positive invitation. Lo tuchal hit'alem literally means you're not able to look away. There's a part of us, maybe it's that caring, compassionate, concerned part, the part that knows it's interconnected with the rest of the world, that truly isn't able to look away. It wants to look. It wants to know. Yet we allow another part to overtake that and to turn aside from facing reality. But when we finally do face reality, we actually feel better. And we even wind up taking action that is caring, compassionate, concerned, and maybe even courageous. What if you thought about the news like this? Not that it's bombarding you with all the things that are wrong with the world, but that it's giving you opportunities to care about the world. If we can do it mindfully, using all the tools we've talked about, maybe we can turn the experience of engaging with the news from something we have to cope with to a source of opportunity to help repair the world we live in. So here's a meditation practice to help. Cue the music. It puts together a number of pieces we've talked about in this series. Begin by finding a good posture for yourself, awake and aware. If you're sitting, just try to sit a little more upright. Imagine your spine as Jacob's ladder, a sulam mutzav arza, grounded in the earth, v'rosho magia hashamayma, and your crown reaching up towards the heavens. Take a few good deep breaths. With each exhalation, see if you can bring a little more relaxation to your body. Allow your mind to settle. If it's comfortable for you, allow your awareness to center on your breath. Note the rising and falling of the belly. Feel the air coming in the nostrils and out through the mouth. See if you can find a place of groundedness. Notice if you're holding on tightly in your body, in your mind, and try to bring some ease and softness there. Feel the support of the chair or the cushion, the support of the earth beneath you. Find your roots. And now let's try to bring back the image of the reed that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Rooted, grounded, strong, but not rigid. What does it feel like to be that reed now? As you think about engaging with the news, can you do so with this sense of firm but gentle attachment? Not holding on desperately, but with a sense of confidence. As thoughts or sensations may arise, can you notice when judgmentalism may be creeping in? And can you meet it with chesed, with compassion? If you notice a sensation of imbalance in the news or in yourself, can you recover your own internal sense of balance and equanimity? Your own sense of shlemut, wholeness, and shalom. Like so many important things, this is both profoundly simple and incredibly difficult. And that's why we practice. We come back to it again and again, noticing with hitlamdut, mindful self-awareness and curiosity, and then gently returning to our kavanah, our intention, to be like that reed, grounded, connected, and supple. May our practice support us in engaging with the news and with the world more mindfully. And may our engagement with the news help us and all beings to be safer, happier, and more peaceful. Blessings for the journey. Know that I'm on it with you. Thank you for joining us for Soulful Jewish Living, Mindful Practices for Every Day, a production of Unpacked, a brand of Open Door Media, and the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. This episode was sponsored by Jonathan and Corey Califer and the Somerset Patriots, the Bridgewater, New Jersey-based AA affiliate of the New York Yankees. If you like this show, subscribe, share this episode with a friend, and give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Check out our website, unpacked.media, for everything Unpacked related, and subscribe to our other podcasts. And check out the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. Most importantly, be in touch about what you heard today, what you'd like to hear more about, or to dedicate an episode. Write to me at josh@unpacked.media. This episode was hosted by me, Rabbi Josh Feigelson. Audio was edited by Rob Pera, and were produced by Rivki Stern. Thanks for joining us.